What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're at Metro Skate Camp. We're on top of the hill. Today's episode is the Noping quarter pipe. It's a Berkeley replica, so you might remember this spot. Drehobel, Corpsey, destroys it. So we're going similar to that. 3 to 4 foot quarter pipe, rounded Noping, just so you could get down. You could press your nose slides, get to a 50, maybe take your blunt slide to a switch crook. Whatever the fuck you can do. So first things first, we got up here, we checked the lay of the land, we assessed it all, and it was muddy, it was rainy, shit was overgrown, so we had to clear our opening where we were gonna build this thing. So once we had cleared this thing out, then it gets to framing and forming this thing up. So what's different about today's than everything else is today we're doing a little something called cantilever. And what that means is you build a wooden frame so that you don't have to have fill. You don't need dirt. You build and form up the underside. You allow yourself 6 inches of concrete to sit on top of that. You want to make sure that you have adequate support underneath. Concrete is heavy. Another new technique that we'll be going over today is using sonotubes. Sonotubes come in all sizes. Today, we're using 10-inch sonotubes. And what we do is we evenly place them throughout the deck, and that sonotube then goes from the underbelly down to the earth. So at the base of your sonotube, you're gonna wanna dig a square, maybe 2 foot by 2 foot by 18 inches deep. That then will fill up with concrete. As your footing fills up, your sonotube fills up. This will support your floating deck of your obstacle. A very important step when doing sonotubes is that you want to make sure that your rebar is not only tied all the way through the deck, but you want to bend L's and have those L down into the sonotubes, down into your footing. So this rebar is holding these sonotubes not only to the deck, tied into the quarter pipe, but it goes down into the footing, so it's all just one solid monolithic piece of concrete when we're done. For an obstacle like this, we're just using number 3 rebar. We're tying our grid about 12 inches on center. You could go a little smaller. You don't ever want to go any bigger. We also doweled into our existing pour. This is going to keep this bottom of the quarter pipe from ever shifting up or lifting away from the existing flat. If you just put rebar in there dry, it's going to pull out one day. So we use Sakrete epoxy to hold it in place. That'll lock it in there. It ain't going to separate then. Joel had decided that he wanted to replicate the profile of Berkeley's Noping. So he went to Berkeley, he drew and traced the actual profile and brought it back up the mountain. What we then did was we blended this outline into a 5.5 foot radius, and that is where we're gonna try to pick up this Noping. This is a big obstacle today. You can't mix bags and get this thing done. So we got a concrete truck. We're thinking it's gonna be about 9 yards. We got a pumper. We're gonna do shotcrete today, so we're gonna shoot this thing. Otherwise, you try to line pump it, you try to hand stack it, it's gonna take forever. So shotcrete is gonna help consolidate this mud. It'll make it easier for us to get the shape, and it's gonna be a stronger finished product when we're done. We picked a great, beautiful, windy day. That's gonna make it harder on us. So we made sure we have plenty of hands. We got 5 or 6 finishers. Just as quickly as you think you're on top of it, you could lose it in a heartbeat. Another thing that we've done today is we've strung piano wire pretty close to the top of this quarter pipe. What this is gonna allow us to do is take a cut radius at our transition, 5.5 feet, and we're gonna be able to use that piano wire as a checker. Once you've cut that mud off your piano wire, ran your checker all the way down the obstacle, you're gonna float it. You always wanna float up at first. This concrete is wet, it's gonna wanna sag down. After we've got this thing sealed up and we're getting into steel troweling it, we're gonna be running our jig the whole time on this Noping to make sure that profile stays nice and consistent. All right, guys, so that is today's episode. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Metro, for having us up here and letting us build this thing. And if I'm not making any sense, just watch what we're doing and attempt to replicate that. You're gonna figure it out as you go. Have fun, get out there, do your thing. and we'll see you guys soon.